Hello folks, welcome back to the Forest Women Fancast. Now Forest played Durham for the first time in their history on Sunday. Very exciting. And we're also really excited to be joined today by season ticket holder for Durham Women, Issy Tait. Issy, thank you so much for coming along.
Thanks for having me on here.
How are you doing? You good?
Yeah, I'm good. Not too bad, yeah.
Excellent stuff. And of course, I have my fellow Forest Women Ultra alongside me, as always. Ollie, how you doing? So I got my
I'm
words
all right,
in.
thank you.
There.
I'm doing all right. I'm looking forward to the weekend.
Yeah.
To a long drive.
Yeah, I think this is the furthest I've gone for an away day since I went up to Newcastle the first day of the season when Forest men played Newcastle the first season in the Premier League. So it's been a while, but I'm looking forward to it. So, Izzy, I just kind of wanted to ask you, first of all, how did you start supporting Durham Women then? What was your journey into being a fan?
So, back in October 2021, when I was still doing coaching with football, we were playing Man United women in the cup, I think. And they were like, "Oh, do you want to go down and watch the game?" And I was like, "Yeah, like Man United are playing in Durham. Like you don't get many opportunities to see a big club like that."
Yeah.
So my dad took me down, and I've just been ever since. And then the last 2 seasons, I've been a season ticket holder, so quite a good journey.
Oh, amazing. So you go with your dad every week?
Yeah, so there's me and my dad, and then we've made friends with another guy called Ian. So yeah, it's
Fantastic.
family basically.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. And you guys did you form or are you part of the Durham Women Supporters Group as well, aren't you? Is that right?
Yeah, we've been members for the past couple of seasons, so nice community.
Excellent. Yeah. Do you all sort of travel to away games as well then together?
Yeah, so they put a bus on for all the supporters. So you can go on the bus if you want, or you can drive. But most of the people who get the bus can't drive or don't want to drive the 2.5 hours to away games. So
Do you know what? I really wish we had similar, right, Ollie? It'd be nice, wouldn't it, if we had something like that put on by the club?
Yeah, we had it at the League Cup final last season, and that's like the only time that's happened since the playoff final that we lost against Wolves.
Yeah.
No,
Well, that's it. I mean,
Watford. So I'm talking. So what am I saying? Wolves.
yeah,
Watford.
Watford. Yeah, I always get them mixed up. 2 W's. But that's the thing. I know there's a lot of people, a lot of fans, Forest fans, that would love to come to this fixture. But obviously, it's just that little bit too far. And also the kickoff time is a little bit annoying, isn't it? That it's all that way from Nottingham, a 12 o'clock kickoff. It doesn't make it easy for us fans,
yeah,
really,
it's
does it?
annoying. All of our kickoffs seem to be at 12 o'clock. Like our home games, like it's so annoying.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It's getting rife this season, especially in the WSL when games are kicking off at 12 o'clock. And like one of the first game of the season in WSL 2 was it Sunderland. They travelled to Sheffield United for a 6 o'clock kickoff on a Friday.
Oh yeah.
And then when you saw the game, there's nobody there.
I know.
And who's surprised? Right.
Yeah,
I know.
6 o'clock on a Friday night, it's not enjoyable.
No. They really don't think of the fans, do they? I know it's the same for WSL1 as well, which is really frustrating. Okay, well, let's get into Durham Women then. How have you found their season so far?
To be honest, we've started like shocking. We've won 1 out of our 5 games.
Yeah.
And that was our opening game against Portsmouth. So it's been a bit up and down. But we did draw against Crystal Palace, which I thought was quite good considering they've just come down. And we were 1-0 up. And then it was like the 93rd minute and they scored. I was like, oh man. But yeah, we've not had the best of start seasons considering we ended up 4th at the end of last season. So yeah, just a bit annoying that we've started like this, but it's football. So
Do you think then that the club's aim this season was to push on and maybe go for one of those promotion spots?
I think after the end of last season, it definitely was because of the new promotion, like
Yeah.
being able to have a playoff spot as well. So yeah, it was definitely to try and get promotion, but I mean, I don't think we've made the start that we wanted to, and it doesn't show that we actually could get promotion. So
Well, Forest at the weekend, you never know. I mean, obviously, we've been on quite a decent run the last 3 games, unbeaten in the last 3. That's right, isn't it? Yeah, that's 3. Had a disappointing result against Palace, but coming into this one, we're feeling quite confident. But we massively respect Durham as you're a team that know all about this league. You've been in it for however many years it is now, and you've got some very, very good players as well. So it's going to be an interesting one, isn't it? What do you reckon, Ollie? How are you feeling going into Sunday?
I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling confident we can get a result. A lot of people talk to me about the pitch. You play on a 4G, is that correct?
yeah,
And obviously, we played on 4G pitches pretty much all of last season. We played on some of the most dire surfaces I've ever seen last season. It was like pretty much more like mostly rubber. But and I thought about we've got that experience, but most of that team's gone now. So we've got a lot of our players are probably not used to playing regularly on 4G surfaces. So is it quite? And someone told me it's quite small as well. The pitch is quite. Is that right?
it is like small-ish, but like
Yeah.
it's not like horrific. It's just
No, I think we've got a chance of winning. Or at least I think we've got a chance of definitely getting a point. And that's kind of what we need. Like, a point is what we should be aiming, like the minimum we should be aiming for.
Yeah.
If we're going to keep progressing, and the form we're in, I don't see why we can't get something on Sunday.
Yeah. I mean, I know you just said there, Izzy, that you've had a disappointing start to the season. It's not been quite up to the standard that you would have liked. But are there any players that have shone for you that sort of have stood out in the last few
um.
games?
So we signed Amber Keegan-Stobbs in the summer
Mm.
from Newcastle, and she's like been really, really good in midfield for us since joining.
Yeah.
We lost against Sunderland 2-1 the other week, but like she was so good in that match. Like she's playing really good. And then Poppy Pritchard. So she used to play for us, and then she joined City, and then has been on
Yeah.
loan a couple of times. But like she's playing really good football. So hopefully a couple of goals on Sunday for her. That's what I'm hoping. So them two definitely.
Go on,
Lizzie
Ollie. What are you
Heppel's
gonna say?
got. I'll say Liz Heppel's got more goals than anyone in the league, I think, as well.
Do you want to look it up?
No,
Yeah,
that's what football
Mr.
said anyway.
Statsman. Yeah.
That's what football said anyway. But yeah, she's got 3 goals. She's probably up there. So that's another player I was particularly worried about, and Amber Keegan-Stobbs. Obviously, that name stood out as we played against us before for Newcastle and beat us.
Well, we hadn't had the best record against Newcastle, did we? But this is an interesting one because it's like a completely unknown quantity. I mean, obviously we're a newly promoted team who just beat Portsmouth, which really annoyed them last week. Apparently, that a newly promoted team have beaten them. But we're here to compete, guys. We're here to compete. So what can I say? So it is a bit of an unknown quantity for us. And as well, the pitch, as you mentioned there, Ollie, does worry me slightly because, as you say, we did have a few issues with that last year, and some of the players that we've got, I would imagine, as you said, won't be used to it. However, there is one player that will be very used to it because she used to play for you guys, in Amy Claypole. And we've been very impressed with her this season. She hasn't made as many appearances as we'd have liked, but when she has been on the pitch, she's contributed massively with assists and a couple of goals now. So that's going to be interesting, isn't it? Her coming back to Durham,
Oh,
how she's going to
definitely.
perform. Because I know you
definitely.
said that you really loved her last season, and you coined the term "slay pole," didn't you, for her?
Yeah.
So, which we've taken on board. We had to, sorry, but thank you for that. We took that on board. But no, we love her. So that should be an interesting game for her, I think.
Definitely.
What do you reckon, Ollie? I reckon she should start. We want her to start, don't we, on Sunday?
No, definitely. I think she's been one of, other than Amy Rogers, I think she's probably been amongst our better players this season when she's on the pitch. She's a
Yeah.
brilliant goal scorer. You know, Shani and Hollywood got a lot of the plaudits for their goals on Sunday, but I thought Amy's was more impressive. To be fair, she was
Yeah.
had like chased the back pass, poked it around the goalkeeper, and then stood and then had the composure to finish. I thought she did. I think her goal was probably more impressive for me. And you know, the first game against Newcastle, she started that one, and I think that was just a mess for everyone. That was probably Newcastle as well. It wasn't a very good game of football because it's just players that haven't played with each other very much. So I don't
Yeah.
think you could hold anyone really responsible for the Newcastle game. And then against Bristol, she played when she came on. She set up Freya, didn't she? And she played brilliantly against Newcastle in the Subway Cup. And like you say, she scored again on Sunday. I think Amy has to start Sunday, definitely.
Do you know? You probably won't know off the top of your head, Izzy, but you might do. Just throw it out to you. Do you know how many she scored for you last season,
I
roughly?
think it was five, maybe
Okay.
5 or 6. We
Yeah.
only had her from January to the end of the season, so
That's a pretty.
there
That's
was
quite
only a
impressive.
short amount of time we had her.
Yeah.
But she did score a hat trick against Portsmouth.
Ah,
I think it was 3 in 30 minutes, maybe
wow.
something ridiculous like that. Yeah, about 5 or 6. So,
She likes scoring against Portsmouth, then obviously.
oh yeah,
Scored for us
Well, she
against at the weekend.
well,
Sorry.
she's just come back from Sweden at the time though, so like, and she scored a few goals there as well. So she had a really good season, like moving countries and then coming back and
Yeah.
reproducing that form and base. I was really impressed. I think she's one of the most exciting players we signed in the summer.
Yeah, for sure. Was she an out and out striker for you? She wasn't played anywhere else on that front
yeah.
line,
She
was
just
she?
played striker for us.
Okay.
But at the time we didn't like we had strikers, but they weren't like starting strikers. So she was put there. But yeah, she was just a striker for us.
Yeah.
Goal scorer and striker.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and that just seems like her absolute best position. I mean, we've not played her anywhere else, to be fair, and I wouldn't see any reason why we would, to be honest. But I was just interested to know whether, because I've not followed her journey at Chelsea, for instance. I mean, I know she didn't get that many games there, but where she played for Chelsea. I just wanted to ask actually, Izzy. So I know, again, you've said you've not had a very good start to the season. Where would you say your problems have been in defence, or just not scoring enough goals, or the weaknesses? Do you reckon? What weaknesses do you reckon are in the team at the moment?
We're not like creating goal scoring opportunities. Like the midfield aren't then creating the opportunities to then be able to push up. So
Yeah,
that's a bit of an issue. And we've got like lots of players, so it's like you're not always settling with the same like starting lineup, so they're not getting like a full on like confident lineup. You're getting a mixed bag, so they're not settling in. So it's
yeah.
that as well, I think. So
So they're still having time to gel as a team together, basically.
yeah,
I mean,
I think
that's
we
a
brought
issue
in
we've had as well, isn't it? Go on, sorry, Izzy, carry on.
we brought in quite a few players. So I think we brought in 9 or 10 in the
Yeah,
summer. So it's still early in the season. They're still trying to become like one team, if you get what I
yeah,
mean.
Yeah,
So
it's
yeah. Build
interesting.
those relationships and figure each other out and all that kind of
yeah,
thing.
Chloe and Durham got quite wealthy backing now. When that couple that won the lottery, did they invest in?
yeah, we've got them, but that's really all we have because obviously we don't
Yeah,
have a like men's side backing us,
yeah,
so that's also our issue that
yeah.
we don't have a lot of money to bring people in, so most of our transfers were free transfers.
Yeah.
So that's really
It's
all
hard.
we've got.
It's hard, isn't it? Because more and more like teams like Newcastle have come up, Forest have come up, Ipswich have probably got some money behind them, and not as much as the other two. And if other or more Premier League clubs are joining the division, it is going to get harder. It's a shame, really, because I like that model.
Yeah,
But,
me
you know,
too.
Maggie Murphy talks about it a lot, but I think because when she was involved at Lewis, but it's just getting more and more difficult.
Is it just Durham and London City Lionesses that have that model? So there's just two in the
Yeah,
whole of the Football League. That's quite incredible, isn't it?
Well, the top two divisions, yeah.
Yeah,
WSL and WSL too. Yeah.
yeah, that's amazing. I love that. So moving on to the weekend, then, what do you reckon? How do you reckon they're going to do against Forest? Are you hopeful? Are you
Um,
positive?
I'm hopeful that we're going to win, but I think it's going to be a good tie, a good game because obviously Forest have had quite a good start to the season, which does concern me because we haven't had a good start to the season. But it'll
Yeah.
be a good test for us to see like how we're gonna basically hold up for the rest of the season. I think so.
And do
Yeah,
you
it'll be
think if Durham are able to exploit that kind of talent that they have up front, do you think that's where they'll win in terms of getting that midfield clicking and getting it up to the forwards? You know, is that where you're going to win the game? I think it's not going to be a sit back, catch them on the break kind of game. Do you reckon that's how it's going to pan out?
hopefully. Yeah, it should do. But I mean, anything can happen with our team. So
Same with
we've
us,
seen
actually.
it.
We've had calamitous moments ourselves.
Yeah, we've seen it in the past couple of weeks with us losing a foul in the 93rd minute and then going 1-1 and then winning 2-0. So anything can happen with us, I think. But it'll be good. It'll be a good test for us. So
I think if Durham can get at us early, you might get some joy out of that. We've only scored the first goal once. I mean,
Yeah,
we've scored a few goals, but we've only actually scored the first one once, and that was at 1-0 against Ipswich.
yeah,
The teams haven't found it too difficult to get at us in the first 20 minutes this season. Which was
yeah.
usually like in the first couple of games, they were gifted leads at home, particularly.
yeah, I think we've scored the first goal. We scored the first goal in our Portsmouth game, the Palace game, and the Bristol game, I think. And then we've gone to
Mm.
lose the Bristol game. We went 1-0 down in the Sunderland game. So we can come back. We can come from behind, I think, but we just don't score. I think we've scored like 5 goals this season. So yeah, it'll be a good match. I'm excited to watch it. So
Yeah, I think it should be a good game. I mean, in terms of our away form, we played Ipswich, we beat them. Obviously, they're bottom of the division, aren't they, at the moment? Are they the bottom? They are bottom, I think, aren't they? So I wouldn't say in terms of like a real victory. When we went to Bristol and we got 3 points there, albeit they did have 10 players, that was a really good victory for us. So, and Durham, as I keep saying, Durham is a very difficult place to go. And I've heard that, that you bring a lot of fans, a great atmosphere there. So, yeah, I think it is going to be difficult on Sunday. And I think our Achilles heel at times has been our defence, hasn't it, Ollie? It's been slightly calamitous, as I said, at times. And we're hoping that we'll stick with an unchanged team at the back to kind of keep that consistency. But that might be something that you'd be able to, if you do exploit it, and we have a bad defensive game, then that could be something to worry about. But I think it's going to be a fairly even game, and I'm hoping it's going to be an exciting game with lots of goals. Obviously, wanting Forest to win, but I am really excited for it. All right, then, guys, shall we do a score prediction?
Yeah, go for it.
Ollie,
Oof.
put you on the spot now.
Yeah, I should have thought about this before, really. I'm gonna say 2-2.
Okay, interesting. Issy?
I think 2-1 Durham.
Ah, nice. You've got to back yourselves, haven't you? You've always got to back yourselves. See, I was going to go for the same, but with Forest 2-1. I think it's going to be a close game, and I think Durham will definitely score. But hopefully, we'll score first, because that's as you say, that's the thing that worries me. If you score first and literally throw the kitchen sink at us, that's what worries me slightly. So it'll be interesting to see. Are there any particular team selections that you'd particularly like to see on Sunday, Ollie?
I think Amy's got to start. I think she's earned that. I think a lot of the team is starting to pick itself now. I do want to see Molly and Jess play at the back again. I think we're starting to get some consistency, and I think until George is fully fit, I think we do need to try and keep to that. And I think finally, I think we've got to try and find a way to get Shani, Viv, Deanne, and Amy up front together, or playing together, or at least a combination of those three. I think that's where Kylie's trust is now.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I want to see up front on Sunday.
What about you, Issy? Any particular players that you want to see start, and ones that we should be fearful of?
I really want to see Becky Slicky start. She's been on and off in the starting 11 in defence. Fingers crossed she'll play. Just our usual team. I mean,
Yeah.
we don't have a usual team, but like the usuals who are consistently playing like 60 minutes. So hopefully, like Amber, Layla McFarland, Poppy, people like that. So hopefully they'll be starting.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Well, I'm really looking forward to it, and we'll come and say hi as well at the game on Sunday as well. It'd be really nice to say hi and come and meet you.
Yeah,
Thank you so much for joining us today. Really appreciate your time.
Thank you for having me.
No worries. All right then, guys. We'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.
See you later.